to a new session at Graduate Guru. We are doing the topic valuation of goodwill and shares. वहाँ पर हमने goodwill valuation के already enough sums कर दिए हैं, where we've seen the different methods of valuing our goodwill. Then in the last session, we had discussed about how to value shares by the intrinsic value method. और हमने ये भी देखा था कि प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स को कैसे वैल्यू करते हैं. दो प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स वैल्यूएशन कैन नेवर बी आस्क्ड एज अ सेपरेट क्वेश्चन बिकॉज प्रेफरेंस शेयर वैल्यूएशन इज नॉट मच there is not much calculation involved. It is just about seeing what are the assets available for preference shares, which is generally equal to the capital of the preference shareholders. So now what we are going to see is valuation of shares. So we are going to question number 10, जहां पर हम पहले equity shares valuation by intrinsic value method देखेंगे. So let us read the question. From the balance sheet and information given for SIA Limited as on 31st December 2019, find the value of shares by the intrinsic value method. There are different names for intrinsic value method. Basically, it's based on assets. So, asset backing बोल सकते हैं, net asset value बोल सकते हैं, intrinsic value बोल सकते हैं. So, these are all the different names. They've given us a balance sheet. Liability side, we have 2,500 10% preference shares of 100 each, fully paid. 10,000 equity shares of 100 each, fully paid. So, this too is our capital. Reserves are given. Profit and loss account, which is also a part of our reserves and surplus, and creditors is given. So this is our liability side. And asset side, we have a list of assets: land and building, equipment, stock, investments diye hain, face value, and of course the amount given in the balance sheet is the cost. So face value is the actual value of those assets, that is the value on which you get interest, and the cost is given in the rupees column. Debtors, bank, and preliminary expenses. Preliminary expenses is nothing but a loss. So this is actually not an asset. ये expense हम over the years write off करते हैं, and that is why it is not directly shown in the P&L, but it appears in my balance sheet. But we have to be careful. This is not a part of our assets. Land and building is now worth 8,75,000. So this is the new value of land and building. बैलेंस शीट में अगर हम देखेंगे तो द वैल्यू वाज ओनली 1,75,000 and they've said that now it is worth 8,75,000. So there is a revaluation in land and building. And the preferential shareholders are having preference in respect of capital and dividend. This is obvious. प्रेफरेंस शेयर होल्डर्स का नाम ही प्रेफरेंस शेयर होल्डर्स इसलिए है बिकॉज दे गेट द फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी ओवर इक्विटी शेयर्स व्हेन यू हैव टू पे देम देयर डिविडेंड एंड ऑल्सो व्हेन यू हैव टू गिव देम देयर मनी back. So this is not really going to affect our valuation in this sum. So basically I have to find the intrinsic value for each equity share. यहाँ पे preference share value करने नहीं बोला है. They've only asked us to value equity shares. So what I first need to value, I have to value intrinsic value per share. So first we'll write down what we need for that. Now for intrinsic value per share, हमारा formula जो हमने last time किया था, it is basically the funds for equity shareholders because I am valuing equity shares. So whatever funds belong to the equity shareholders, divide by the number of equity shares. So total funds जो कि equity shareholders के लिए है, divided by the number of shares will give me the value per share. So for this, what I need is basically my funds for equity shareholders. So जो भी हमारा balance sheet दिया है, that will help me to calculate my funds for equity shareholders. The number of equity shares is already there with us in the balance sheet. I have to take equity shares, which is the second capital given, and that is 10,000 shares. अगर ये number of shares नहीं भी दिया है, then generally the capital divided by the face value will give us the number of shares. So based on what your sum is talking about. So divide by 10,000. But I don't know the funds. So that will be our second working. Funds for equity shareholders. This is what we have to mainly calculate in this sum. Now this is nothing but the capital which belongs to the equity shareholders. What does this mean? That in case on this date the company closes down, then what is the amount which the equity shareholders will get from the company? That is what this amount will tell us. Basically, this is nothing but our assets minus liabilities. Assets minus liabilities including everything which you have to pay to the outsiders, which also includes your preference shares. So let's see how we are going to calculate. One by one, I'll take the assets. We'll make a list of assets and subtract the liabilities. So asset side, we'll start with land and building. अब लैंड एंड बिल्डिंग बैलेंस शीट में एक अमाउंट है और एडजस्टमेंट में रिवैल्यूड अमाउंट दिया है. सो वी हैव टू कंसिडर द रिवैल्यूड अमाउंट एंड नॉट द बैलेंस शीट अमाउंट. सो 8,75,000 is our land and building. All other assets, because there is no adjustment, I will take from the balance sheet. So next is equipments, which is given as 7,500. We also have stock, 11,25,000. We have investments. Now I am writing down investments and this will be at cost, not at face value. हमेशा investments लेंगे at cost. Now why am I including investments? अगर हम goodwill याद करें, when we were doing goodwill, जब भी हम capital employed करते थे, assets minus liabilities, we used to ignore our investments. Why? Because they are non-trading. Goodwill is something related to my business. अगर हम business करते हैं तो उस business की वजह से हमें reputation मिलता है and that is the value of the goodwill. So goodwill valuation में अगर ऐसे कोई भी assets है जो कि business से related नहीं है, directly not related to the business, just like investments. Investments, I'm putting the money in some other business and I'm getting their income. It is not my business income. It is not something related to my doing business for the company. So in that case, we used to ignore the investment, but share valuation is about the whole company. Whether trading asset or non-trading asset, सारे ही asset यहाँ पर include करने हैं. And that's why investments I'm going to take in my working at cost, which is 8,37,500. Okay. After that, we have debtors and we also have bank. So let's write that down. Debtors and bank balance. Debtors is 7 lakh. And our bank balance is 1,50,000. So let's take a total of all our assets first. Then we go to the liabilities. 8,75,000, 7,500, 11,25,000, 8,37,500, 7 lakhs and 1,50,000. Our total is 36,95,000. This is my total assets. अब यहाँ से I will subtract my liabilities. So less liabilities. Let's go to our liability side and there is only one outside liability which is creditors. So we'll write that. बाकी सारे amounts belong to the shareholders. So just now I'll write only creditors of 1,20,000. And we will subtract that from our total of assets. So minus 1,20,000, we get 35,75,000. and this is our net assets. Assets minus liabilities is nothing but our net assets. बट ये जो हमारे नेट एसेट्स है इसमें प्रेफरेंस शेयर होल्डर्स का भी शेयर है. सो उनका जो शेयर है उन्हें जो कैपिटल हमें देना है दैट ऑफ कोर्स आई हैव टू रिमूव फ्रॉम द नेट एसेट्स. सो प्रेफरेंस कैपिटल ऑफ 2,50,000. सो माइनस प्रेफरेंस शेयर कैपिटल 2,50,000. And this will give us our funds for equity shareholders. So let's subtract that and we get 33,25,000. So how is it different? जो हम goodwill में करते थे, we used to stop at this net assets. यहाँ पर I have to subtract my preference capital also. So I'll take that amount over here. And now we will divide it by the number of shares, which is 10,000. So we get 332.50 as our value per share. So this was a very basic sum, not much adjustments, but it gives us an idea that intrinsic value of share हमें कैसे calculate करना है. Take this down, then we'll go ahead with another sum. Let's go to question number 11. अब इस question में I have taken where पहले हम goodwill value करेंगे. And after that, we will go on to valuing our shares. So let's read the question. On 31st March 2018, the balance sheet of Ayesha Limited was as follows. So again, on the liability side, we have equity shares and there is calls in arrears. What is calls in arrears? जब equity shareholders ने कोई amount pay नहीं किया है, even though we have asked for that amount, it is not paid. That is called calls in arrears. So how this is going to affect our solution, we'll see that later. There is P&L account which is a part of your reserve. We have bank overdraft, creditors, tax payable and proposed dividends. All of these including dividend जो हमें pay करना है. What is proposed dividend? Company ने dividend declare कर दिया है, but maybe it is still not paid to the shareholders. So that is called proposed dividend. That is also a liability. So all these will be subtracted as liabilities. Asset side, we have land and building, machinery, stock, debtors and cash bank. The net profits are given after tax and they've given us for 5 years. So profits का list दिया है हमें. On 31st March 2018, that is the day we are valuing, land and building was worth 281,250. So again there is a revaluation. Balance sheet में land and building का amount है 2,25,000 and the new value is 281,250. Machinery was worth 168,750. So again balance sheet value we will ignore for machinery. We will take the new value. Normal rate of return to be taken at 8%. So this itself gives us a hint. अगर normal rate of return दिया है means I have to value my goodwill and the next line says that only. Goodwill is to be valued at 3 years purchase of super profits based on average profit of the last 5 years. So super profits into number of years purchase, वो method हमें use करना है. And for calculating the super profits, I have to look at the average profits. There is no change in the profits. कोई भी abnormal items, incomes, expense कुछ नहीं है. Future में भी कोई expenses change नहीं हो रहे हैं. That is what it shows from the sum because it is silent about it. So I will simply take average profit. Based on that, I will calculate my super profit. And based on super profit, I will calculate my goodwill. Once the goodwill is calculated, then we will see how to calculate our shares. So in the last line they have said find the intrinsic value of fully paid and partly paid equity shares. Partly paid जहां पर calls in arrears है, those shares are called partly paid shares क्योंकि उनका पूरा amount paid नहीं है. So first I have to value goodwill. So my number one calculation will be for goodwill. And under that, first I will write the formula for goodwill which I need to calculate, which they have said as super profits into number of years purchase, which is 3 years purchase. So goodwill is super profits into 3 years. I don't know super profits. We'll have to calculate super profits. So वो blank रखते हैं into 3. And that will give us the answer which we will write for goodwill. So what I need, what is missing is my super profits. And super profits they have said is to be based on average profits. Super profits का formula, if you remember, FMP या average profits minus normal profits. यहाँ पर they've clearly said that base it on your average profits. So average profits minus normal profits. So again both these amounts are missing. I will leave it blank. Once we get the amount, we'll calculate, put it in the outer column. So my third calculation will be for average profits. Now what is average profit? When there is no movement in the profit, कोई भी change नहीं है, कोई भी abnormal expense या income नहीं है, directly जो profits हमें दिए हैं, that divide by the number of years. So basically, total profits divide by number of years. So we can calculate our total profit simply जो sum में amounts है, उसका total लेना है. So 5 years profits, we'll take a total 129,375, 112,500, 140,625, 1,35,000 and 101,250. We get 618,750. And how many years profit is this? 5 years. So I will divide by 5. So let's calculate our average profit for 5 years. 1,23,750. So let's write that over here. 123,750. But उसमें से मुझे minus करना है normal profit. So that will be our next working. Number 4. Normal profit. Now, if you remember our formula for normal profit, we use capital employed. So, capital employed into NRR, जो हमारा normal rate of return है. I don't know the capital employed. That is what we are going to calculate after this. But we know our NRR in the sum. It is clearly said the normal rate of return is 8%. So into 8%. When we get our capital employed, we'll come back to this and calculate. So my working number 5 is capital employed. Now capital employed is nothing but your assets minus liabilities. So let's start making a list of our assets. In our balance sheet, we have land and building. We also have machinery. And for both these, हमें adjustment दिया है that there is a revaluation. So we will take the revalued amounts. Land and building is 281,250. And our machinery is given 168,750. Now let's go to the other assets from the balance sheet. No adjustment for that. So we have stock, we have debtors, and we have cash bank. बैलेंस शीट से अमाउंट लेंगे डायरेक्टली. सो स्टॉक इज 337,500. Debtors is 680,625. And our cash bank is 112,500. So let's take our total of all the assets. 281,250, 168,750, 337,500, 680,625 and 112,500. We have 15,80,625. From this, I will subtract liabilities. And liability side, first we have bank overdraft, also called bank OD. I'll put it in the inner column, 24,000. Then we have creditors, 86,625. We also have tax payable and we have proposed dividend. Both of these are also liability. So tax payable and proposed dividend from the balance sheet, 50,625 and 84,375. Let's take a total of this. 24,000, 86,625, 50,625 and 84,375. Our total of liability is 245,625 and we will subtract the liabilities from our assets. 15,80,625. So we get 13,35,000 as our capital employed. Okay, so this is our capital employed. Now generally this is closing capital. इसमें से half minus करते हैं to get our average capital. But that we do only if the sum specifies. Sum में दिया है average capital लो तो ही वो करेंगे. Otherwise my closing capital only becomes my capital employed. So 13,35,000 I will bring over here in this calculation number 4. And I will multiply it with 8%. We get 1,06,800. This is our normal profit which we were calculating over here. So normal profit हम यहाँ पर लेकर जाएंगे. Let's subtract from our average profit 123,750. We get 16,950 as what? Super profit. And now I will use that in this calculation, हमारा goodwill calculation. So 16,950 into 3, we get 50,850 as our amount of goodwill. So this was goodwill. अब इस goodwill को use करके I have to calculate my value per share. So now let us move on to valuation of our shares. So that's our second part, share valuation. Now here we have partly paid shares जहां पर calls in arrears है and we have fully paid shares. और sum में clearly दिया है that you have to value both the types of shares. So value for fully paid share is equal to, जैसे हमने लास्ट सम में किया था, फंड्स फॉर इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स अपॉन number of shares, that is number of equity shares. So this I will get the funds when we do the calculation. Number of equity shares total हमारे पास बैलेंस शीट में है 11,250. So whenever we calculate the funds for equity shareholders, हम उसे divide कर देंगे, we'll get our answer. And value for partly paid share, this is जो भी हमारी fully paid share की value है, so we'll take that first. So value fully paid share, and from this I will subtract the unpaid amount. ओके, सो ये दोनों भी अमाउंट्स अभी हमारे पास नहीं है, सो वील डू दैट कैलकुलेशन एंड वील गेट दैट. सो नाउ बेसिकली व्हाट वी नीड इज फंड्स फॉर इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स. अब लास्ट सम में इफ यू रिमेंबर वी डिड फंड्स फॉर इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स, वी डिड एसेट्स माइनस लायबिलिटीज एंड देन अगर प्रेफरेंस कैपिटल है तो हमें वो माइनस करना है. यहां पर प्रेफरेंस कैपिटल नहीं है, बट आई नीड एसेट्स माइनस लायबिलिटीज. नाउ फॉर कैपिटल एम्प्लॉयड वी हैव ऑलरेडी डन एसेट्स माइनस लायबिलिटीज. सो यही ये जो अमाउंट है कैपिटल एम्प्लॉयड, वील स्टार्ट विद दैट अमाउंट एंड डू आवर एडजस्टमेंट्स. वी डोंट नीड टू डू दिस फुल थिंग अगेन. सो आई विल स्टार्ट विद कैपिटल एम्प्लॉयड. Capital employed is 13,35,000. Now जो गुडविल हमने वैल्यू किया है, गुडविल was not in this list obviously क्योंकि ये हमने किया था to value goodwill. So जो हमारा गुडविल अमाउंट आया है, now that will get added to my capital employed to get my funds. So goodwill was 5850. So I'll add that. Goodwill 50850. So this should basically give me my funds. But because यहाँ पर कुछ shares partly paid हैं, उन पे calls in arrears है, तो जब हम share value करते हैं, we have to assume that जिन्होंने पैसे नहीं पे किए हैं, they will also pay the amount to us, and then we will find the total value of the share. So calls in arrears जो दिया है 1,500, I am going to add that as notional calls. Notional means I am assuming that ये amount मुझे मिल रहा है. So let's write in bracket calls in arrears. 1,500. And because there is no preference capital, यही calculation मुझे दे देगा funds for equity shareholders. So let's do the totaling. 13,35,000, 5850 and 1,500. We get 13,87,350. This is our funds for equity shareholders, which I will use over here. 13,87,350 divided by 11,250, we get 123.32. This is the value for a fully paid up share. Okay. Now I want to find the value of partly paid up share. तो जो fully paid up share की value है 123.32 minus जो unpaid amount है. Now going to the balance sheet, उन्होंने दिया है कॉल्स इन एरियर्स ब्रैकेट्स में ₹20 ईच, मीन्स पर शेयर 20 rupees is unpaid. So minus 20, that will give us 103.32. So this is the value for the fully paid up share. जिन्होंने पूरा 100 rupees per share पे किया है उनका वैल्यू है 123.32. बट जिन्होंने 20 rupees पर शेयर नहीं पे किया है, डिफॉल्ट किया है, उनके शेयर का वैल्यू है 103.32. So this is how you do the entire sum when you have to first value goodwill and then value the shares. And as I said, ये जो amount है वो हमें repeat करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Copy this down and then we'll go to another sum. Now let's go to question number 12, which is a small sum based on valuation of equity and preference shares. So let's see what the sum says. The following is the position of GEM Limited. 1000 equity shares of 10 each, 10,000 is the amount. 500 participating preference shares of ₹10 each, 5,000 is the amount. Amount realized from sale of assets. अब ये जब दिया है, basically it shows that maybe the company is closing down and that is why they want to value their equity shares and their preference shares ताकि उन्हें पता चले हर shareholder को कितना amount जाना चाहिए. So here we are assuming that there is a liquidation, that is a dissolution of the company, and finally the assets are distributed to the shareholders. So they've given us assets realized as 20,900 and liabilities उसके सामने दी है 5,000. Calculate the value of equity as well as preference shares. Okay. So here in this situation, what we first need to calculate is surplus available. Now what is surplus available? Means जितने भी हमारे assets हैं वो बेचकर जो amount आएगा वहां से we will pay off the liabilities and after that what remains for our shareholders, that is nothing but our surplus available. So first we'll take the assets realized which is given to us. So assets realized is 20,900. From that we subtract our liabilities जो हमें पे करनी है and the amount for liabilities is 5,000. So this is the net amount available and 20,900 minus 5,000 is 15,900. This amount is for both. ये amount दोनों को belong करता है, equity as well as preference shareholders. But from this, I have to make a payment to my preference shareholders first. So minus preference capital preference capital is 5,000 again. So we will pay off the preference shareholders. So ये हो गया 10,900. Now after you pay the preference shareholders, जो भी amount बचता है, that belongs to equity shareholders technically. So first I will pay off their capital. जो equity shareholders का basic capital है in the balance sheet, that we will first pay off, and that amount is 10,000. So वो minus कर देते हैं. Now this 900 is the surplus available, but this normal situations ये जो 900 है, this also belongs to my equity shareholders. But if you'll see the sum carefully, what have they said about preference shares? They have said they are participating preference shares. What are participating preference shares? जब प्रेफरेंस शेयर होल्डर्स को अपने कैपिटल के ऊपर जो भी कंपनी में सरप्लस बचता है, जैसे यहाँ पे सरप्लस है 900, इस सरप्लस में भी they will get a share. Those shareholders are called participating preference shares. Otherwise, normally preference shares only get this amount, their capital, and that's it. But when they are participating, जो भी सरप्लस बचता है, इन केस बचता है, तो अगर यहाँ पर ही अमाउंट कम होता, सपोज आई वुड हैव गॉट ओनली 9,000 और मुझे इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स को पे करना है 10,000, so then that 9,000 would fully belong to my equity shareholders because उनका कैपिटल ही पूरा नहीं हो रहा है. But यहाँ पर I have paid off my equity capital and whatever remains now will have to be shared between the equity and the preference shareholders. So this is surplus for preference and equity shareholders. So now how do we give them that amount? So for that I have to calculate a ratio. So let's do a ratio calculation. Ratio of preference and equity capital. So what is our preference capital? Preference capital is 5,000. Equity capital is 10,000. So basically our ratio will be 5:10 or 1:2. So ये हो गया हमारा ratio. Now one by one we'll value the shares. So value of preference shares. So first obviously we'll take the preference capital. Preference capital we already have 5,000 plus share in surplus. Now how will we calculate the share in surplus? ये ratio लेंगे. Preference belongs to the one part is preference, two parts is equity. So preference के लिए ratio है 1/3. How did I get 3? When you take a ratio, this is 1/1 plus 2. So 3. यहाँ पे 2/1 plus 2 which is 3. So 1/3, 2/3. So 1/3 into what was my surplus? 900. So this will be 300. So 5,300 is the total amount for the preference shareholders and value per share is equal to that amount divided by our number of preference shares. Number of preference shares is 500. So let's divide it. 5,300 divided by 500, we get 10.60. 10.6 आएगा आपको कैलसी पे, but you have to take it as 10.60 because we are talking about rupees. So that 0.60 is the 60 paise. Okay. Same way, I'll value equity shares now. So value of equity shares. Again, first we'll take the equity capital from the balance sheet, which is 10,000. I will add the share in the surplus. Now here the share in surplus will be 2/3 into 900, which is 600. So we will get 10,600 as the total amount for our equity shareholders. and value per share, that 10,600 divide by the number of shares, और number of shares हमारे balance sheet में है 1000. So again over here also the value is 10.60. 10,600 divided by 1000. So by coincidence यहाँ पे दोनों की values same आई है. It is not necessary that same आएगी. Okay. So this is how you value your preference shares as well as the equity shares. But as I said, generally ऐसा valuation liquidation के time होता है. So you have to read the sum carefully. अगर normal sum में भी participating preference shares है, then you'll have to do your valuation in this manner. Take down this sum. We'll end the session for now. Next session, I'll be starting with another method of valuation of shares. Thank you.